Most web coding platforms don't care if you build a usable app. They make money when you buy AI tokens. Their interfaces are designed to encourage you to keep prompting and spending more, which is why DreamFlow was a breath of fresh air. It's definitely a web coding tool, but it doesn't want you to just wipe code and MVP. It wants you to get better, and it's designed for users who go past casual prompting. And that's why I think it should be your web coding tool of choice for mobile apps. Obviously, this video is sponsored by DreamFlow. If you want to wipe code your way to a production-ready mobile app fast, give them a shot. If that was enough, skip my video and check them out. Link in the description. But if not, keep watching as I argue my case for why use it over other web coding tools. Because yes, it can build production-ready apps fast, but who gives a shit? So can everything else. But in addition to being a solid web coding tool for prototypes, DreamFlow caters to serious founders and business owners who aren't just about speed and convenience, but also quality. This means you either want to make money directly with your digital product or create a digital product to enhance your existing business. No cost sellers. You'll see footage of me using DreamFlow, but this isn't a tutorial or how-to video. What would be the point? DreamFlow has an extensive list of tutorials on their channel, and I'm not going to do any better than that. Plus, a ton of other content creators have done videos where they narrate going through the app. To make my case, I'll be touching on the web coding platform, business model trap, FlutterFlow in relation to DreamFlow, and why DreamFlow. Let's go. The web coding trap. Let's start with the obvious. Web coding is only this popular because it's easy. Stupidly easy. It's never been easier to say, build me an app that does XYZ and get something that does it. Sort of. But convenience in software development always comes at a cost of compromised control, architecture, scalability, and most importantly, understanding. Most web coding platforms don't care about this because they mainly sell to non-coders who also don't care about this. The platforms don't make money from users building good apps. They make money from users buying AI tokens. So when a newbie goes, I can just say whatever I want and AI builds it, this web coding platform says, definitely, maybe. The newbie prompts and uses up tokens, then need to buy more. Multiply this by millions of similar users and you've got a pretty sweet business model. Every web coding platform does this, and I think on some level, users know it. DreamFlow does it too. But more than most, it rewards users who graduate beyond casual drive-by web coding and mindless token wastage. If you're serious and want to do more, it provides for that. And this is when I have to talk about its big brother, FlutterFlow. FlutterFlow versus DreamFlow. Super brief history for the very new. Before web coding, there was no code. Web coding without the AI prompting. The same way the rise of web coding gave birth to DreamFlow, FlutterFlow was founded in response to the demand for no-code app development. And with no-code app builders, one of the main ways to separate them was easy to learn but offered less control, customization, and complexity, or lots of control, customization, and complexity but with a steeper learning curve. From the start, FlutterFlow was firmly in the second camp. You want to casually waltz in and fart out a half-baked app? Go somewhere else. It was meant for non-coders who were serious about building software products. Serious software doesn't have to be more complex, but they typically tend to be. And that is the niche FlutterFlow addresses to this day. When I reviewed over 30 no-code app builders last year, FlutterFlow was the only one with a perfect score. And I recommended them wholeheartedly because my channel and my agency, Upstack Studio, are also about helping serious founders and business owners. Speaking of which, time to promote myself. My team and I at Upstack Studio help non-technical entrepreneurs grow past $5 to $10 million in annual revenue with custom software. We've worked with over 30 leading brands across industries. These businesses were stuck because there was no ready-made solution on the market that solved their problems. To continue growing, they had to make their own. If your business is also currently stuck at this 5 to 10 million level and you want to explore custom solutions, let me help. There's a link in the description to sign up for a free no strings attached strategy session. We'll dissect your current constraints together and you'll get an honest opinion about whether custom software is your answer. And if yes, we decide if we can work together. If it's not, you just save yourself from a very big investment with no ROI. Apply through the link and we'll be in touch. I'm only taking 3 of these calls per month, so it's first come, first served. If you want to work with me, apply right now. Back to the video. compared to FlutterFlow, I first worried that DreamFlow was just a quick cash grab. And make no mistake, for millions of casuals who are content to stay casual, DreamFlow is a cash grab. But for those who get serious, DreamFlow is the FlutterFlow of wipe coding. Why DreamFlow? Imagine 100 total beginners signing up for a wipe coding platform. 80 of them will bounce the moment AI doesn't build what they want from the first prompt. The remaining 20 will keep prompting until they reach something decent. Let's say 80% of what they envisioned. 15 of them will stop there because 80% is already good enough. But for the remaining 5, 80% isn't enough to ship, scale, or truly serve their users. But by now, prompting alone doesn't work. The only way forward is to actually understand the platform and build deliberately. Out of those 5, one person will be willing to get their hands dirty. Any web coding tool can serve the 99 beginners, including DreamFlow. But DreamFlow is built for that one person who's ready to go beyond beginner. Almost all web coding tools have the ChatGPT look. They want the focus to be on convenience, just relying on AI to do everything. If you've used some of the more powerful no-code app builders, or better yet, if you've used FlutterFlow itself, that's basically the DreamFlow UI. The main focus is its widget tree, organizing on-screen elements, followed by a property taskbar for you to manually edit these widgets, then agentic AI to support as needed. If you want to use it casually, you can just prompt. And it helps you publish your app directly to app stores. But if you're in it for the long haul, you will eventually get a hang of the widget tree, which is how the various elements of an app and screen are structured. And just as how software developers are incorporating AI agents to speed up repetitive tasks, DreamFlow encourages non-coders to treat the AI agents just as that. You can choose specific widgets and make more granular changes. And eventually, you absolutely will learn how DreamFlow works under the hood as you make and fix mistakes. You can request specific tech stacks and architecture, and that's where the agent can help with the coding part of things. And if you truly outgrow DreamFlow, you can export the code and hand it over to a developer to go where no code can never go. That's why I say DreamFlow is the FlutterFlow of wipe coding. So instead of me arguing why DreamFlow, I think the better questions to ask yourself is, why not DreamFlow? I started this channel to help non-technical entrepreneurs who want to make smart choices about using tech to start and grow business. If that describes you, please subscribe. You'll find topics like wipe coding, AI automation, and custom software broken down and explained in terms of what they mean to a business and business owner. Minimal jargon, zero FOMO. And real quick, what's the one thing from this video that made you rethink how wipe coding actually works? Drop it in the comments to let me know. My biggest issue with wipe coding is that it indirectly encourages not thinking. Coding has never been the biggest obstacle to software development. It's always been about thinking of solutions to problems. And I think DreamFlow has the closest we have to a tool that lets you wipe code all you want, while still encouraging users to learn and improve as product developers. So go forth, my children, and wipe code your first app on DreamFlow. And if you are not sure what to build yet, check out my video on how to find $1 million SaaS ideas for beginners, where I cover everything you need to know to find the right app idea for you. Thanks for watching, and let's find you your next app idea.